Next hormone that you see is the parathyroid. What do you mean with the term para? Parallel, adjacent. Where you have seen parafollicular cell. Even organic chemistry will say ortho, meta, para. So parathyroid, something I can say adjacent to thyroid. So this diagram will show you have 4 parathyroid glands. Something adjacent to thyroid, right? Now let's get into the discussion. In humans, there are actually 4 parathyroid glands. You could correlate with the one given in diagram. 4 parathyroid glands are present on the back side of the thyroid. Each and everything is important. 4 means it is going to be 2 pair, right? 2 pair, 1 pair in each of the 2 lobes of thyroid gland. Right? And parathyroid hormone, and what is its function? See, this is thyroid is under the control of pituitary. I said I have listed some glands in the initial diagram, and I said that not all glands are regulated or controlled by pituitary. Most of the glands, of which parathyroid is not controlled, whereas thyroid is controlled. Purida. So parathyroid gland secrete a peptide hormone. See, what does it do? Being a gland, it has to produce some hormone. So it is going to secrete a peptide hormone called as parathyroid hormone, or it is called as PTH. It is also otherwise referred as parathhormone. Purida, parathhormone. Clear arka? Gavani. Here we have a point to discuss. For example, parathyroid hormone is known to play an important role in calcium metabolism. So what was the other hormone previously that we have discussed that it will play an important role in calcium metabolism? Calcitonin, which is produced by which cells of thyroid gland? Thyroid has got a follicle has got a 2 cell. I said blue or orange. So one is going to produce which hormone? One is follicular cell, other one is parafollicular cell. Parafollicular cells will produce thyroid hormone T3, T4. What is the parafollicular cells produce? See, I should have written somewhere parafollicular cells. No. Okay. I said calcitonin, Ca2 plus. We have already seen here. Now you also have a same sentence getting listed at the end of the thyroid. See, thyroid is made up of follicle and stromal tissue. Each follicle has got follicular cell, parafollicular cell. Follicular cells will produce thyroid hormone. Parafollicular cells will produce calcitonin. So calcitonin is going to play an important role in calcium metabolism. Parathhormone is also going to play an important role in calcium metabolism. So how things work, right? Listen. Now let me assume this is the blood. Right? Let me assume this is the blood. This is the blood, and this is the intestine. Okay, this is the intestine, and I will consider the green thing to be, or the orange thing to be, the tubule. What is tubule? Renal tubule, which is present in nephron. Right? So here, once we eat calcium, right, calcium rich food like milk or something, right, so the calcium will ultimately go to the intestine. So this is intestine, this is tubule, and this is blood. You get this point? And I can consider this as a bone. So I need to understand 4 different things for me to exactly identify what is the role of calcitonin and parathyroid hormone. Right? Now you have whatever calcium that you consume will get absorbed into the blood. This is what is called as absorption. Thereby whatever you consume will reach the blood, right? And sometimes the blood calcium will come to tubule. Again from tubule it will get reabsorbed. So this is called as absorption. This is called as reabsorption. Just remember now, while discussing the excretory physiology, we will come to know what exactly the reabsorption is. Purida. Intestine lendo blood ku povom. Kidney tubule. Have you heard the term nephron? Nephron is made up of Bowman capsule, tubule. From tubule again calcium will get reabsorbed to blood, right? So your parathyroid hormone, it is going to increase the absorption as well as the reabsorption of calcium into the blood. But what do you think the blood calcium level will increase or decrease or remain same? Say I assume that there are 4 molecules of calcium in the blood. From intestine the calcium get absorbed into the blood. From tubule it is getting absorbed. Say 2 molecule inga podu, 2 molecule inga podu. So idu vandu ennava agum? But blood calcium level is going to increase. There is also bone. What is bone principally made up of? Calcium. So your parathyroid hormone is going to mobilize calcium into the blood. You call this as, see, if you are going to add chlorine, what term do you use? I have discussed this before. If I'm going to add chlorine, what term do you use? What term did we use? Correct now, chlorine. What term did we use for ATP synthesis in that respiratory in plant chapter? Phosphorylation. Addition of, what is addition of calcium will be referred as? Calcification. Removal of calcium is called as decalcification or demineralization. That mineral is going to be calcium here. So you can use, in case if calcium is removed from bone to blood, I can call this as demineralization. That mineral is going to be calcium, so I can call it as decalcification. Purida? Yes. Decalcification. So aga mathathula what happens? The blood calcium level will increase. Bone will become strengthened or it become fragile? Fragile. So idanga kuduthirukku. Purida? So your PTH increases calcium level in blood. Adanal da it is called as a hypercalcemic hormone. Hyper na adigam, calcemic na calcium. So your parathyroid hormone is called as a hypercalcemic hormone. Calcemic, I think it is should be given. Say hypercalcemic hormone. Why? Because it is going to increase the level of calcium in blood. Purida? Adu eppadi pannum kuduthirukku paru. PTH acts on bones and stimulates the process of bone resorption. What is resorption? Dissolution and demineralization. That is the decalcification. The mineral that is mentioned here is calcium. So I can synonymously use the term decalcification in place of demineralization. Right? And PTH also stimulates, see here, PTH also stimulates reabsorption of calcium by the renal tubule and increases the calcium absorption from the digested food at intestine. So thereby எல்லா இடத்துலேருந்தும் கால்சியத்தை பிடிச்சி பிளட்ல என்ன பண்ணும்? ஏற்றி விட்டுரும். ஸோ இட் இஸ் கால்ட் as hypercalcemic hormone. இது கிளியரா இருக்கா? So what is the other hormone which is going to play a role in calcium metabolism? Calcitonin. Calcitonin என்ன செய்யும் அப்படின்னா intestine it is going to increase the absorption. So all the calcium present in the intestine will get into the blood. Likewise, tubule has got calcium. So all the calcium present in tubule will get into the blood. So blood calcium level will increase. But whatever calcium which is there in the blood will get deposited into the bone. So here where the calcitonin action and parathyroid hormone action is going to differ. Now சொல்றது புரியுதா? Which is going to strengthen the bone? Calcitonin. Which is going to make the bone fragile? Parathyroid. So rendume from intestine, both calcitonin and parathyroid hormone is going to take the calcium from intestine and tubule into the blood. But parathyroid hormone is going to bring further calcium from bone to blood, whereas calcitonin is going to take the calcium from blood to bone. இதுதான் வித்தியாசம். அது ரெண்டும் ப்ராப்பரா இருந்ததுன்னா bone will lose the calcium under the influence of parathyroid hormone and it will gain the calcium and the presence of calcitonin. So bone will maintain its the mass and density, right? இதுதான் parathyroid hormone. Clear இருக்கா? Go through once.